Yes, that is the intro music to what is called the Local Lifestyle Podcast, all brought to you by TLC Properties. My name is Cuervo, and this is episode 3, changing things up just a wee bit with given situations called the Rona or Corona. On the phone, since we are on lockdown here in Springfield, Missouri, I have Captain Springfield. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Matt. How are you?
Living the dream here in my apartment, on lockdown and limited to what we can do. Captain Springfield, may I call you by your first name?
Yes, just Mike. So go ahead. You can call me Michael, Mike, Mr. Captain.
Mr. Captain.
Professor Captain.
Professor Captain. I like that one. We can stick with that. So Professor Captain. So during these times, if you of those that are listening, the coronavirus has hit the U.S. and it's gotten to us. And, we've been put on a lockdown here in Springfield, Missouri. I'm from Chicago. My mom and dad, they have been on lockdown already for almost a week. A lot of the other states are just shutting down completely, and there's curfews, and there's like all these new rules, and the sanitation. It's intense right now. We are living in some weird times. What has Captain Springfield been doing?
Well, I've been remoting home from work. Luckily, I'm one of the lucky people of Springfield to have a job that is open during this lockdown. It's an essential business, so I'm very honored to be able to work from home because I have a lot of friends who either are unable to work from home or they're just out of a job completely. And my heart goes out to you, and I'm trying to do everything that I can when I'm not working to help you out. So
yeah, and you said it really good right there. Same here. Still employed. Very grateful for that. I know a lot of industry people, and that is one of the biggest things that have been hit was industry workers and stuff like that. But everybody. And the cool thing about Springfield, Missouri, is it seems like we always know how to we can really stick together. Things happen, and sometimes it does suck for something to happen. But Springfield as a city, I've noticed that a lot in the 8 years of living here. That we can pull together, which is a really great thing to see. All the local businesses kind of honing in and advertising for each other, really trying to help and keep the money local and keep that flowing throughout these companies, which is great to see. Yes,
and the few times I actually have ventured out of my apartment, it's been to pick up some local food. I love Bao Bao. There's a great local restaurant. Yes, Bao Bao.
Bao Bao's amazing. Nobody knows about that place.
I know, it's a little secret, but they're the Big Slice. So many places that they depend upon our going there and calling ahead. Pretty much every local place I've talked to has curbside pickup, and they are more than happy to take your money for food.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love giving my money away for food. I love food. Captain Springfield, you might not know much about me, but I love food. Bao Bao, I love Asian cuisine. And Bao Bao, I've been eating so unhealthy during this little lockdown, and it's only day number 2, So I got to come out of this looking better than I did going in. That's the other thing, and that's one of the topics that I wanted to bring up is what are people doing? What is there to do? That's the question I hear from what am I going to do for 30 days being locked down?
Well, I think it's really great. I have a lot of friends. They're kind of bored because they have nothing else to do, and so they've taken to the internet to create their own shows. My friend Yuli, he works at the 4x4 Brewing, and he does a show every other day with my friend Dane Brown. Jeff Houghton of the Mystery Hour. He's doing daily Mystery Hours from his garage.
Yeah, I've seen that. They're hilarious.
Yeah, my friend Andy Carr, well, he's been doing this since before the lockdown, but he does a local food podcast about all the local eateries, restaurants in town called Spring Food Mo, and I'm a huge fan of that one. If anyone's bored, those are a couple alternatives that I've been listening to. And then I've been doing my own Ask Captain Springfield live stream, started on Sunday, and I'll probably do another one this weekend.
And how can people find that? If they search Captain Springfield on Facebook, or do you have a YouTube page? How can they check that out?
Well, my live, it's just on Facebook Live right now. So honestly, just look for Michael Underlin and pop me up friend me. I mean, I do have a YouTube, but right now I'm just doing it on Facebook Live. We'll see how it does in the future. I think we're going to be at home for a while.
Yeah, better get comfortable.
Anytime soon. So I might have to expand it beyond just Facebook. So I do have a YouTube channel. One thing I've been doing is going through my YouTube archives of a lot of my favorite videos that I've done over the years and been re-uploading them to Facebook.
Thought I saw something today online that looked really cool. It looked like a Super Mario Kart video. Did you repost that?
I did. Me and my friend got together and we built a real-life Mario Kart track for my friend Johnny Mello. He's a teacher and he has these two adorable children who absolutely love Mario Kart. And it was one of the most fantastic projects I've ever had the honor of directing and working on. And so I'm trying to do everything that I can to kind of lift people's spirit during this tough time.
Well, and that's good. And people like you, having a Captain Springfield in this city is a great thing because there's so much that we could focus on to be negative and be sad. I don't got time for that. I want to be able to smile and chuckle a little bit, you know? Like some of these things, I pulled up some list. Like right now, I'm doing this from my apartment. I know we're supposed to be like quarantining. There are a decent amount of people outside. They're all keeping the social distance because they're running separately. You know, but I'm seeing a lot more people be active, and you know, it really reminds me almost of like growing. Like I'm going to be 34 in May, so I was born in '86, and growing up, there was none of this technology at the time. You know, I had an Atari and maybe an original Nintendo, but there was certain times to play those things, so it was always outside playing. You know, riding your bike, running, climbing a tree, falling out of the tree. That's what it almost reminds me of now. Is people are kind of reverting back to, you know, I guess you can call it the old school ways of just getting out, and there's a lot of people taking walks and stuff, which I'm all for, but then I see articles of like, you know, tons of people out the park, like, okay, that's, you know, break it down. Everybody keep your distance. Stay away from me. Don't get me sick. But, you know, reading a book, I'm not a big book reader, but, you know, I do have a few I could catch up on.
Gyms are closed.
Yeah, even the gyms are closed. So I have this thing called a prison workout. Now, I've never been to prison, but, you know, being locked in my room is what I would imagine it being like. So, you know, just basic workouts. You can find all these things online. There's a lot of friends that I know that are personal trainers that are affected by this, and they're offering free, you know, like streaming classes through like Facebook Live, stuff like that, to just keep it going. And I think that's the coolest part is to see some of these people they're not stopping. You know, they're going to find a way to find some light on this. You know, Skyping people, and then there's this thing called House Party. It's an app you can download to where you can like multiple people on there, and you know, it's getting weird, man. It's getting a little weird.
Yeah, I don't think like the world's going to be the same after this for a lot of reasons. For one, I think people realize how easy it is to be able to communicate and learn and teach through, you know, teleconferencing or just, you know, through FaceTiming, anything that they can do. There's a program called Zoom that I've never used up until last week, and I've been using it every day.
Yeah.
There's so many great things happening amidst this crisis. One thing that I've been trying to do on my Captain Springfield Twitter account that the newsletter gave me for a year is to promote as many nonprofits as I can that are out. There's a lot of like Brandy Harris, who's the head of the Boys and Girls Club of Springfield. They are delivering thousands of meals to children. So these kids are at home now, and these parents aren't used to, you know,
having it scheduled out.
Yeah, and also Discovery Center, they actually just a few days ago changed up their licensing to where they can now also do child care, which I think Rob Levin headed that up.
Friends with Rob, and I saw he posted something like that on Facebook about it, and it's, you know, once again looping back to watching these local companies really do everything that's in their power to help, because like you said, with kids being home, parents aren't used to that because, you know, you got school every day. You know,
I know.
And college kids even. I mean, everybody, like, it's not just a group of people affected by this. It's all of us.
Sure.
But it is great to see people coming together and making things work. One thing I really want people that are listening to this to do is, if you don't know how to cook, start learning. This is the perfect time, and this is the worst time for them because, like, man, I waited 20 some odd, 30 some odd years to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm eating like a college student again because, like, my roommate has like a big box of ramen. I'm like, I'm not eating that. I don't care how desperate I am. I'm not going back to ramen. I can't. I am better than that now. I am better than ramen noodles.
Oh man, I feel called out here.
I'm sorry.
I feel called out here, Cuervo, because I am not a great cook.
Hey,
there's nights when I'm like, should I risk going to Taco Bell? Should I risk contracting that disease?
You know that
virus.
It's sometimes you got to roll the dice. Like even today, I took my lunch before I was able to get home and get ready for this podcast. And I'm sitting there, and you're like, the same thoughts go through my head. Like, I know I should just go home, but I don't feel like cooking right now. So T-Bell's open. Let's roll the dice a little bit and let's go get that chalupa meal. That's what I want. I love to cook, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing how to cook or not being a great cook. I just figured if you got 30 days locked up in your house, you could, maybe learn how to grill a sandwich or something. I don't know.
For sure. Well, a lot of people don't know this. By the way, Matt, his friends call him Cuervo, but Matt and I have known each other for years and years. In fact, I'm the person who introduced Matt to the love of music. I mean, how would you ever be a fan of Glitch Hop or Fulltronica or Simpson Wave or Witch House?
I don't know what I would do without you, Captain Springfield, because I don't know what I would listen to while cooking in my kitchen. I'd have to bust a move. That is one requirement that I do requires music throughout my life. But thank you. You have altered and changed my life forever.
Well, should you tell them how we first met, or should I?
I want to hear it through your mouth. That's what I want to hear.
This may sound like a lie, but I promise you it's the truth. I was floating. I was a boat captain at the time, floating down the Amazon River, and our boat collided, and I fell overboard. Riverboat Captain Cuervo threw out a life raft and saved my own life. So I am forever in your debt.
I appreciate you bringing up my riverboat captain days, because those were good times and bad times. Let me tell you. A couple tattoos happened. Fought off a couple of hippos. Some anaconda snakes. There's one that was a tough fight there. But yeah, there was that past of mine, and you're welcome for saving you. I threw that life raft out for a reason. You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And some people think we're just talking about the Jungle Cruise ride at Disneyland, but I assure you, no, it's a true Amazon.
It sounds similar, but I mean, he's not lying. This was a legit story. And, I'm like, I was really a riverboat captain. It's a history of my life.
Although the hippos, much like the ride, tried to spray me in the face with water.
Yes, they have very similar characteristics from the ride to real life. I don't know if you've ever met a hippo. I met Henry the hippo at the Springfield Zoo a few times, and he was...
Oh, yeah.
He's a big guy. I was always there for his pancake breakfast when I worked at the radio station. It was a good time. And, he even said, I have family that know the legend of Mr. Cuervo, the riverboat captain on the Amazon. I said, I know. Thank you for remembering me, Henry the Hippo. I appreciate it.
From one captain to another, thank you so much for having me on. I've been really looking forward to this podcast, and I love what you're doing. You couldn't have chosen a better time to. You said you're in episode 3.
Episode 3
to start. Yeah, so I can't wait to see. Do you have anyone lined up for the next one?
We do have a few, limelighting some local business, some music, just some of the cool venues and the cool things that Springfield has to offer along with that lifestyle of apartment style living. So I'm really excited, and thank you for giving the call in and doing this with me today. Hopefully everybody in Springfield, the next 30 days will go by quickly for us. And like Captain Springfield, Mike said here today, you can go and find them. Tell them one more time where they can get you on Facebook so they can tune in.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I also posted the link on my Captain Springfield Twitter account. So on Twitter, it's just Captain SGF. And you can find me on Facebook. My name is Michael, and my last name is spelled Underlin. I also have a YouTube channel called Mike, the letter N, Gary, Mike and Gary, which I've honestly been taking a lot of those videos and putting them on Facebook for people to see. So,
well, right on. Well, everybody go check them out. I've seen them myself. They're very entertaining, especially when we're locked in. It'll give you something to do. So once again, Captain Springfield, Mike, thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to talk about some things that we can do and how we're going to get through this together here in Springfield, Missouri.
You have a great one, Cuervo.
All right, bud. You take care. Once again, this is episode 3 with me, Cuervo, on the Local Lifestyle Podcast, brought to you by TLC Properties.